So we have a start date. We'll talk about sanctions in a minute, but what else can happen that could blow this all up, to pardon the expression?
Well, Congress could certainly blow it up. If the Iranians don't comply with any of the major provisions, it could blow it up. If there was a discovery of a new facility, something that we didn't know about. But it's in the Iranians' interest right now to let that 6 months play out and maybe let another 6 months after that play out. The agreement allows for a negotiation that could go on as long as a year, Jake. And that's important because this interim agreement rolls back very little. There was a reference that Secretary Kerry made to a rollback, but all it does is keep Iran from making more use of the fuel that is closest to bomb grade. But what it doesn't do is take back any of the centrifuges, the equipment that enriches uranium, and makes them disassemble that. That's what the bigger agreement's about. And in the end, there's only one way to measure success in this agreement. It's whether it increases the dash time that would be required if the Iranians ever decided to race for a bomb.
So there's been a lot of criticism that no one's actually, or not no one, but very few people have actually seen the text of the plan. I'm going to play for you some sound from Jay Carney, who was asked about this today at the White House.
We fully expect to be able to share the text of the plan with Congress and are working with our international partners on how much and when we can share the information publicly and in what format.
Why has it taken so long to share it with Congress?
You know, they went through this as well with the original agreement, and in the end, the Iranians published it before the United States did, which struck me as a little bit strange. They're going to have to publish the entire thing. I think they're worried that if there's loopholes, wording issues, the Iranian text has to be matched up with the English text, but they're not going to win their battles along the way here if they don't publish the actual text, and they know it.
And what's remarkable is you have President Obama and his entire administration telling Congress, we don't want sanctions. Sanctions will scuttle this deal. Stop it, stop it, stop it. And not only we expect House Republicans to not necessarily listen to the administration, but Senate Democrats aren't listening either.
That's right. In fact, at this point, I think there are about 16 Democrats who said that they would vote for continued sanctions, and that puts them very close to a veto-proof majority here. The question on sanctions is, when is it too much of an effective thing? So I think everybody would agree that the two things that brought the Iranians to the table were sanctions that really dug in, including on the right, and surreptitious attacks, including cyber attacks and others.
A little one called Stuxnet.
A little one called
Stuxnet. You know something about.
Yeah, and a few other along those lines that ended up slowing the Iranians' progress. And that combination worked. The question now is, if you did more sanctions, would it simply give the Iranians an excuse to bail out of the deal? Because the deal is pretty explicit that there are no new sanctions imposed during this time. And that'll be the argument. What constitutes imposing a sanction? Does it just kick in after those 6 months or a year are over?
President Obama has said he sees the chances of a comprehensive deal with Iran at 50-50. Do you agree with that estimation? Is it overly optimistic?
It may be a little optimistic, depending on how quickly they reach a deal. Foreign Minister Zarif, who's the Iranian lead negotiator, said to many people when he was in New York in September, if I don't get a deal in 6 months, we're going to begin to lose some ability within Iran to sell this. And already you've seen a little bit of that happening. So the Iranians have their own politics to deal with at home, just as President Obama has Congress to deal with. And I think the longer it goes on, the harder it may get to sell.
All right, David Sanger of the New York Times, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.